Welcome back to another market update here for the Greater Sacramento area. I'm going to give you 5 points on things that are happening in the market today. Number one, the median price is on the rise. We're up just over 15% year over year, or approximately 1.3% per month, meaning that if a home sold just last month, that same home would sell today for at least 1.3% more than that one did on average. Now, median price is on the rise. So what's going on? Why are house prices going to the moon in this case? Well, there's a lot of things, a lot of factors. One, we have people who used to have to work regionally, now can work from anywhere, so they're taking their income from a different area and moving to a new location that have more affordable prices. We're seeing a lot more investing going on in the market than we have previously. People just putting their money to work because inflation's so high, it's at 7%, and I honestly don't even think that's the real number. It's I believe it to be higher than that at this point. The federal government has just doubled the money supply effectively in the last 2 years alone. Obviously, we all needed some help with the pandemic that was going on, but anytime a government has printed money at this rate, it has absolutely caused inflation, as we're seeing. They've called it transitory. I'm telling you, it's here to stay. It's going to be a while that we're dealing with the repercussions of printing that much money that quickly. All of that to say is that everything, every single good that you use, your house, your car, milk, gas, all these things are going to start to increase in price. We're seeing it immediately in cars and houses. We will begin to see it in other things as well as that money really trickles down into our money supply. So, what do I think about real estate? I think it's an exceptional investment that has been time tested and proven. One, because you need to live somewhere and you can lock in your rate now, whereas rents are going up. If you buy a home and your mortgage is set effectively, aside from your taxes increasing minorly year over year, you now have control of your life and your greatest single expense, typically, your greatest single expense in your life. Number two, interest rates are absolutely on the rise, and they drastically affect the price you pay per month on your mortgage, more so than the actual purchase price does. Interest rates are up, and not just a little bit, not like normal ticks in the market. They are up over 1 full percent from even just a month and a half ago. We were in the high twos, everything was looking good, maybe low threes. Right now, they are really hovering around 4%. And just for perspective, interest rates affect your monthly mortgage far more than the purchase price does when we're talking about minor adjustments. So 1 whole percent is a very big deal for the market. However, keep in mind that even though interest rates are increasing and it seems scary, and that's a bad thing because it affects affordability, they are nowhere near as high as their historical averages, which are around 6.5% or more. The last few years have really brought the average down, but let's just call it 6 or 7% on average. We're still 2 or 3 whole percent lower than what the historical average is for interest rates on 30-year mortgages. Number three, inventory is at historic lows nationwide as well as here regionally in Sacramento, California. Inventory, that means the number of homes that are on the market is at a record low. We have had less than 1 month of inventory in Sacramento for 19 months running. That is a record. Yay, good for us, right? Not really, because we need more houses on the market. And if we know historically, people were very happy with the price they purchased a home for over the last 10 years, and their interest rates were exceptional over the last 10 years, and most of them have refinanced to even lower rates. Now that rates are on the rise and prices are higher, it's really only pulling out the most motivated sellers to enter the market or people who absolutely have to move. All that said, it's really putting a crunch on the amount of supply in the market. In fact, for every 1 home that comes on the market, 1.5 homes goes pending. For every 1 home that comes on the market, 1.3 homes is sold. So right now is crunch time for the market. We need more listings. If you're interested in selling, be happy to help you. As a buyer, we need to act quickly because with interest rates going up as well as prices going up, it's not a very good place to be as a buyer, and we can save you more money by buying now than if we wait for later months. Number 4, most listing agents are conservative on their price, and they're pricing based on historical numbers. So they're usually behind the market, meaning that you're almost always going to pay more for the home that you're offering on right now than the asking price. Expect to pay more for any home that's on the market than what it's listed at. Generally speaking, listing agents I've seen here regionally in Sacramento are conservative, and they're pricing correctly, which is based on the most immediate sold properties nearby. But as we know already, the market is moving up at least 1.3% for the median price, which is about 560, 570. So anything under that is moving up much faster than 1.3% month over month. So when they're pricing a property based on one that sold last month, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, they are actually underpricing that property by up to 10%. And so when you're actually getting to the negotiating table, you're going to have 20 offers, and people are going to be magically $50,000 or more over asking, because the asking price is, in this case, is fictitious. It's not a real thing. It's just a place mark for people to start their bids. And that's what the important thing is. Please don't get fixated on the listing price. Focus on what the actual comparables are, knowing the stats behind where the market's moving, and make sure that when you're budgeting for your home, you're keeping that in mind as well. The price of the asking price for a home is not at all associated with the selling price of a home. And a great agent will be able to direct you on what the actual selling price should be for any given neighborhood. Finally, and most importantly, number 5, who you pick to represent you as a buyer or as a seller absolutely matters. From a buyer's point of view, you want to make sure you're working with a team that has the time and the resources and the experience to get your offers accepted. And as a seller, you definitely want to make sure you're picking a team who specializes in selling properties so that you're not leaving any money on the table, because it's very tempting to take the first 1 or 2 great offers that come your way, but they may not always be the best or net you the most as a seller. Who you pick to represent you matters more now than it ever has in all of history for real estate. Seriously, if you're a listing agent and you're taking a chance, there's 20 offers, you're going to go with the offer for the agent who is the most diligent, who has the most information, who wrote the best offer, who didn't miss any check boxes, who had every single question answered before you ever even had to call them. So that way when you do call them, all you're doing is making minor adjustments to an offer, not trying to help them write an offer, which is just crazy. I get so many crazy unfinished offers, and I get it. Sometimes these people are just spitting out offers left and right, but these things, absolutely, it's imperative that they are correct and complete, and the right agent does it right every single time, or at least very nearly correct, right? As a buyer's agent, it's super, super important, or as a buyer, for your agent to be an incredibly diligent agent, someone who is not doing this part-time, someone who is making the calls to listing agents, calling pending properties nearby to give you an idea of what the homes in that area are selling for, because as we know, the listing price is just a recommendation, and quite honestly, it's probably undervalued from what the properties in that area are actually selling for. So you should be having an agent or a team of agents work for you to find out everything possible about any property that you like, within reason, of course. If you're sending them 500, there's only so much someone can do. So your job in that case is to make sure that you know exactly what you want so they can do their job as best as possible, and that's getting you all the information available to write the best, most informed offer possible, and ideally, in a perfect world, getting all of your offers accepted. All right, well, that's it for February of 2022. It's a crazy market out there. Representation matters. We know interest rates are going up, prices are going up, and the most important thing for you as a buyer is to get into a home right away. As a seller, if you have any questions, please reach out to me and we can further guide you on how to make the most on your sale possible. Thank you guys so much. Check out my Instagram. I'm posting on there essentially daily. YouTube, I'm really working to create better, higher quality content. If you have any suggestions, I would love a comment and a thumbs up. And thank you so much for supporting the channel.